Hello, and welcome to Gaming In, and welcome to Mental Health Mondays with me, Muzz. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I talked a lot about mental health on my channel. I kind of opened up about some of my struggles in the past, and I want to make it a more regular feature on my channel. So, I think every month, I'm going to try every month. Doesn't necessarily need to be every 4 weeks. It can be like, I'm doing this at the start of March, so it could be towards the end of April, something like that. I don't want to kind of force myself to do it. I want it to be kind of unscripted, coming from myself mainly, and just talking about ways in which I, or if you're watching this, can improve our mental health, possibly looking up some strategies. But today I'm just going to talk about some of the ways that I know how I can affect my mental health positively. And I'll just give you a quick recap of how I've been doing over the past couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I had a some bad news. It's not anything like that bad in the grand scheme of things and what we're dealing with at the moment, but it was something that certainly got my mood down, and that was I had applied for a job. I'd applied for the fire service, and now initially I was quite, you know, I put the application, I put the work in, um, and I was quite proud, quite happy with the application. But then I kind of thought, oh, if I don't get it, I won't be that bothered because it's never really been something that I've been that interested in to go into. But then as the weeks started to go on, I was kind of thinking in my head, some of the stuff that you do, some of the ways that you help people in the fire service. And I was like, you know what, this could actually be a very good role for me. This could be a very good job. And I applied back in like November, and December came, January came. Still hadn't heard anything. I hadn't heard a thing from them, and eventually they sent me an email to say that my application has been processed. So I'm like, yes, hopefully that means interview, all that, moving forward. And the next email I got was rejection, which is never nice. And basically they said they couldn't give me any feedback because of just the volume of applicants that were applying for the set, which is understandable, and I appreciate them sending that kind of email out. But it's still, as I was saying, it, it definitely got my mood down. I definitely felt, when you put the closest I felt to it was when you do an essay at uni, and you think you put so much effort in it, so much time. You think your references are bang on, points that you make are fantastic, and then you come back and you get like 55%, and you're like, that kind of sucks. It's not, and that's the way I felt with this application. Was I put a lot of work into it, and I thought that at least I would get an interview, or maybe like a fitness test or something. I'm not sure how it works with the fire service, but unfortunately that's what happened. And definitely when I saw it, you can feel the wave of kind of disappointment come over you, and just the kind of, you're like, oh, well, what do I do now? It kind of knocks you back, especially when you're applying for other jobs, because that's something that I've been continuously doing throughout December, January, and February. It kind of knocks you back and think, oh, what? I mean, what's the point in doing it if I'm just going to get knocked back like that? But thankfully, as I say, I know how I can affect my mental health positively. And the first thing I done, I'm going to go through for this. I'm going to go through kind of what I done, and then I'll just talk generally about how I know my mental health can be affected positively. And so the first thing I done was kind of talk to my girlfriend Rebecca about it, kind of expressed how I was feeling, obviously disappointed, and she, you know, comforted me, tried to get me, to look at the positives. I'm still in a job, which is great. I'm still getting furlough, Hopefully going back this week or at least next week before the schools fully open up again. And yeah, she just kind of told me to keep going. So that's one of the ways that I know is just opening up to people. As I said, I believe I said in the last video about mental health, I have 4 or 5 people in my life that I can open up to, and they open up to me, and it's just a safe environment when speaking to them, and that's tough to come by. I think in life is people that you truly trust to kind of talk about serious and sensitive issues like that. And then, again, this wasn't like a big breakdown. This was just something that affected my mood for the kind of a couple of hours, maybe the day. I felt a bit down that day, and but doing that kind of got me out of that. So that's genuinely, I think I do that quite well. I think I talk to people if I'm going through something or just feeling a bit down, just not feeling up to it. I feel I'm quite good at that, and it's something that it's difficult. Don't get me wrong. When I was 17, 18, would I have done it? Probably not. You bottle that up, you move on, you try and forget about it. Find other ways to fill that void, and it's just not healthy doing that. So certainly talking about it is one of the main ways that I positively affect my mental health. The next way is a big one. It is exercise for me. After if I don't, you know, do a proper workout for a week, 2 weeks, my mood just I don't know, it just dips significantly. There's a big drop off in just my motivation, my happiness, my desire to actually get up and do anything. Um, I just want to kind of hide away from the world. So exercise is a huge one for me. I love the feeling of working out. I love the feeling after it. You feel accomplished. You feel invigorated to you kind of. I try and do my workouts in the morning, but sometimes work can get in the way and I have to do it at night. And it gives me something to look forward to at night, which is something that I definitely notice. Whereas in the morning, I don't really look forward to it because it's like you're just up, you don't really want to be doing that. But after it, once you've had your shower, you've stretched, you feel great, you feel ready to take on the day. And that's just generally like after I got the news about the fire service, I I think I done a workout and that kind of lifted my mood a wee bit to kind of get back on the horse. And then as the days go on, working out just kind of just allows you to blow off some steam and focus on yourself for a little bit, which is I think very important. And yeah, that's just generally that really I think affects me positively, mentally and obviously physically, but they go hand in hand, physical and mental health. So that is the second one. The third one is just to listen to music. I'm a big uh, listener of music. I listen to it obviously when I'm working out to kind of motivate me, but just walking places. I don't drive. I take the public transport to work, and I end up doing probably close to, on a good day, on a really good day, plus 20,000 steps. 20,000 steps plus. So I walk a lot, and the music just allows me to kind of think. And music is just, I think, such a powerful tool. You can really, it's amazing how some songs can just come on. Like I hit shuffle all the time, and some songs just come on, and it's the perfect moment for that song. It's like, oh, I needed this at this moment. And it really, a lot of the music I listen to lifts the mood. Obviously, sad songs are a thing in my library, and they have their place sometimes. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it is good to feel sad, be in touch with your emotions. But genuinely, going on when I'm walking to work, music in, and I just let my imagination kind of run away. I probably should take more care when I'm walking because crossing the roads and whatnot. But I use that time to kind of think up of ideas for my YouTube channel or just think of ridiculous situations that I put myself in for no other reason than to kind of get a buzz off of it. And it comes from listening to the music. The music is a big, um, I think, component of allowing me to kind of express things in my mind. And yeah, music is just a fantastic thing. I think I don't need to tell you how fantastic music can be. Um, and I think the last one that I don't do as often, I only do in really, uh, I wouldn't say dire, but like when I know I'm feeling down and I'm not being productive, I'll just go out and walk. Nothing too strenuous. I'll just go out to work. As I say, goes hand in hand with the music, but just get out there, see the world. I love going walks in new places, and even in my local area where I've been hundreds, thousands of times, I always try and find new ways to go. I Last year, like during the first lockdown, I found a beautiful part of my area that I'd never known about, and I was like, how have I not found this? So it just again clears my head, gets me out there, and allows me to kind of clear the air with myself, and again focus on myself, focus on what I'm thinking about, and try to kind of just get those bad thoughts in my head to kind of just not go away, but obviously the first one talking about is important. That's the most important one. I will always stress to people that is the most important thing that you should do. If you're feeling down, talk to someone. If it's a big thing, if it's just like you're feeling a wee bit down, you're feeling unmotivated, just go walk, do a workout, listen to some music, something like that, just to kind of lift yourself up and get yourself back on whatever kind of groove you want to be on. And I think that's it. I think that is the first, mental health Monday that I want to do. As I say, it's going to be 4 weeks at the minimum, possibly going longer. This is one where I'm just kind of talking about how I get affected, how I affect my own mental health, and how I'm in quite a decent position where I know how I can make myself feel better, and what I can take steps to ensure that my mental health is kind of being looked after, and I have people who I can open up to and talk to about how I'm feeling, which is um, not easy, but it's certainly the best thing for it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, this is just a little kind of intro episode. I think definitely down the line I will look at possibly some strategies for mental health, looking after your mental health, possibly looking into some, w- other ways that I can positively impact my mental health that I don't do. I know meditation is a big one that I don't do because I don't really give myself time in the day to actually do it. But I'll certainly look into for future episodes to kind of look at other things to do with mental health and not just focus on myself, and try and give you all some resources out there that you can kind of take away and try yourself or look at, and hopefully we can keep this conversation of mental health going and get rid of all the stigmas around it, because that is unfortunately still the main issue in today's society. So hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and see you later. Bye bye.